When your man is taking you out on a date, it's not that there's money laying around and he has nothing to do with it. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it, and that's what you guys don't understand. That willingness to adjust things and to make little sacrifices just so that you can be happy is where the real love is, not whether the restaurant is Starbucks or McDonald's. If you really understood the value of money and how life actually works, you wouldn't make it your personality online to demand things from men.
Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Beast Mode Smooth. Woman destroys boss babe movement with one video. Let's check it out. Please subscribe below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
You know, I think the real enemy here is lifestyle content. You guys eat up lifestyle content so much, like you're literally obsessed to the point that it detaches you guys from reality. Think about it, guys. If you're constantly watching videos of girls saying, oh, I don't want a broke man, like if he loves me, he's gonna buy me Chanel, do you not think that it would automatically make you value money less because you think that it falls from trees? Because the way that they're saying it, it's like it's so easy to get a Chanel bag. That's why you come to reality and you demand Chanel bags from men. And what these girls like to do is that they like to defend themselves and say, oh no, I have my own money, like I work hard for my money. But if you think about it, people that actually work hard for their money would never just unprovoked say a person that can't afford a Louis Vuitton is broke. When you actually work for your money, you're able to sympathize with the next person and be like, yo, this person can afford a car. I know what it takes to get a car. There's credit, there's banks, there's interest, there's insurance. The fact that you have a car says a lot about how you're doing well in life. Also,
Shit, she ain't wrong. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, my friend, one of my best friends just got a new car. That's his first new car ever. He's always bought used car. He probably shouldn't have bought it brand new, but the difference between the car he wanted brand new and used was only a couple grand. So he went for the new one. And I was proud of the man. It was hard. It's not easy to get a new car, especially nowadays with the interest rates and everything. So I didn't look at it as him, oh, you finally first got your new car. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm so happy for you. You did it. You fucking got a new car. It sucks you have payments now. It's the first time he has payments in his life. But it's also the first time he has a really nice car. Every other time he's always had like the beater Civics, the beater Mustangs and things like that. So it's nice to see your friends upgrading and doing well, even though to most people buying a new car is meh. It's whatever.
so what this lifestyle content does is that it distorts the definition of love and what love is in a relationship. Love is a doing word, it's an action, it's not a price tag of whether you bought a Louis Vuitton bag or a Mr. Price bag. Guys, do you understand how nice it is to know that a man earns 2,000 Rand? He has to pay for a car, his apartment, send money home, groceries, and then at the end of the day still buy you a bag from legit because you asked for it. That willingness to buy you something that you ask for, regardless of his responsibilities, is what real love is. And that willingness, guys, is something that money will never buy, and you can never put a price tag on it. When your man is taking you out on a date, it's not that there's money laying around and he has nothing to do with it. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it, and that's what you guys don't understand. That willingness to adjust things and to make little sacrifices just so that you can be happy is where the real love is, not whether the restaurant is Starbucks or McDonald's. If you really understood the value of money and how life actually works, you wouldn't make it your personality online to demand things from men. Every day it's, I want a man that's gonna buy me this and do this for me. Are you not tired? You will never see girls that understand what it is to work for your money do that, because they know that, hey, those things that you're demanding, they're not easy. Instead, what they do is they appreciate the men in their lives and what they do for them. No matter if it's little or it's big, but you appreciate it because you understand. Also, these girls are very smart. They know that they can never get commitment and love from these men. They can only just get money. So what they do is they pervert the idea of love so that you can think that they're being loved and you can want what they have. Ooh. What's really tied for you guys is sense of reality and common sense. That's it.
All right, guys, so there you have it. A lot of truth in that clip. Okay, she was spitting. Okay, now what I find quite fascinating is when these modern women talk about a guy needs to be a CEO, plus he needs to have all the time in the world. Okay, he needs to be a boss, he needs to make 6 figures, so on and so forth. And what these modern women don't realize, a real boss, a real CEO is actually getting paid last. Okay, a true CEO gets paid last. He has his overhead costs, his expenses, his operating costs, so on and so forth, right? He has a lot of expenses, employees, so on and so forth, right? A CEO gets paid last. Sometimes CEOs don't even get paid, depending on your operation and how big it is, so on and so forth, right? So these modern women talking about their moguls and bosses, this, that, and the third, I just find that quite funny. All right, guys, let's check out some of these comments. First commenter says, another thing is you can't demand something you can't reciprocate or do for yourself. Why isn't there many of you out there? Next commenter says, how you spend your money is an indicator of how you earn it. Wise and philosophical words for those with understanding. Next commenter says, the type of content I want to consume, they will come here and say, you're a pick-me. Yeah, so apparently the feminist mob wasted no time in calling her a pick-me. Okay, it seems like she made a response video. Take a look.
If you had to come on the internet and you're like, you know what, as a woman, I don't feel like it's okay for me to sleep around. You get a whole bunch of women saying, but men also do it, but men also do it, why shouldn't we do it? And then you come back and you say, hey, you know, as a woman, I don't want to participate in groove culture, alcohol, hubbly-bubblies, but men will cheat on you with women that do those things, so what's the point? So now I'm like, okay, so all of these things that you guys are doing, you're doing them because men are doing them. Like, you're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you're trying to rebel against men. Yep. That's the scary part about competing with men, because you'll go to the point of self-destruction. And you don't see it as self-destruction. You're just thinking that, like, you are showing men, you know, like you are punishing them. You are showing them that you will never listen to them, or that you will do what they can do. Which is funny to me, because you're going to punish men with your own body. Like, you're a woman, you've got a womb, you've got a vagina that has a pH balance, you've got hormones, you've got all of these things, and you're telling me that you don't care about all of that. You just want to show men. You just want to show men that you can do what you want. These men that you're so hell-bent on showing and proving a point to don't care. Like, they are living their lives. They don't even remember what they said to you on the internet. You are the one that's suffering. I am going to respect my body and love myself regardless of what men are doing, because what men are doing is none of my business. And trust me, they will face their own consequences, but it's not up to me to make them see it. I believe in self-respect and honoring your own body. And if that means that men are gonna cheat on me with baddies because then I don't care. As long as when I go to sleep I have peace and my body says, yo, thank you, we are taken care of, we are nurtured, we are considered, my mental health, my emotions. There's even girls that say, hey, I realize that, like, being a good girl does.
Someone give me this girl's number so I can call her and riz her up and marry this woman.
Doesn't pay because men still don't treat you right, like men still don't give you attention. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that self-respect and being good to yourself has an expiry date. And that's the problem. Like, if you're going to be a good girl and you're going to respect your body and you're going to respect yourself just because you want to attract men, you will be so disappointed. You shouldn't have to be rewarded with a relationship or a loving man for loving yourself and respecting your body. The only reward I will ever get is peace of mind. My mind, body, soul, and spirit being in union and in peace, and no man can ever give me that. So if being a pick-me means that I am not willing to self-destruct in order to prove a point or to punish men that don't even care about me, then I am more than happy to take that title. I will never ever do things just because men are doing them, because I stay in my lane and I mind my own woman business.
Oh, damn. She brought out the Joey Swoles freaking comment right there. I love it.
The only time I ever even look at what men are doing is if I'm trying to choose a partner for myself, if I'm interested in someone and I want to see if I can be with them.
Exactly.
Other than that, nothing that they do has anything to do with me, so I move forward. And if that makes me a pick-me,
I couldn't have said it better myself, okay? You know, when women try to justify, you know, oh, this guy over here slept with X amount of girls, so let me go ahead and prove why women should do it too, or let me try to do what a man does. You know, that's how they try to rationalize it in their minds. And it's like, a woman sleeping with 50, 60, 100 guys, That's not normal, right? That's not natural for a woman to do, right? She naturally doesn't want to sleep with 100 guys, okay? Naturally, she wants to have a family. She wants to settle down, okay? She wants to be with one man. That is the natural instincts of a woman, to be a mother. When these modern women are out here sleeping with 100 guys, they're overriding their biology, okay? They are not hardwired to live that life, okay?
Yeah, they're literally rewiring themselves. They're in their brains. This is why so many of them can't commit anymore. So many of them are starting to hate men more and more because they're in this lifestyle, and more men are realizing they aren't mates. And they're just racking up bodies, body count going up, and value going down.
Even for guys, I've never on this channel preached to have a rotation. I've never said, and I got over 500 videos, I've never said to have a rotation of women. Okay, if you have a rotation of 5 women, in my opinion, you got 5 different problems. I'm just saying, right? You got 5 different personalities.
I don't even think it's 5 different problems. It's 5 problems, but you combine them into one. It's just the worst problem ever in the world.
5 different expenses, 5 different of everything. Dealing with one woman in itself is enough. Could you imagine 5? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and be cool with what you see. You know what I mean? When these women are sleeping around with 10, 15, 100 guys, right? Deep down inside, they don't like what they see. Trust me, they don't. They don't. When nobody's around and they're looking at themselves in the mirror, they don't like what they see. All right, so the next clip is going to be her addressing these social media feminists, okay? These keyboard warriors, these TikTokers that run to TikTok and volunteer their entire lives, okay? Exposing their lives or dating stories and things of that nature and how they don't need a man. On this next clip, she's going to be addressing that. Take a look.
Don't know if it's just me, but have you guys noticed how social media feminists are always like, I don't need a man, I can do whatever a man can do. And every time they say that, they're talking about monetary things, like you just bought a car or a house or you're a CEO.
True.
And to me, it's funny because that's all you think masculinity is. Like, you think masculinity is money and cars and positions. Like, there's so much more to masculinity than that. So now it's got me thinking, like, is social media feminism a hate train against men? Like, is it a means to devalue them and to make them feel useless in society? Because if you're saying, I got a car and I got a house, I don't need a man, then it means that you're saying that there's no reason that men should exist if we have monies and cars. And to me, you're misinformed, because there's so much, it goes so much deeper than that. To me, it just shows me that girls don't really know what feminism is. And I sort of hesitate to call myself a feminist, and I sort of like shy away from those movements on social media. If femininity can only thrive at the expense of men being devalued or seen as useless, then I don't think I want to participate in that, because I believe that men and women can coexist, and one's power doesn't take away the other's power. And I do understand that, like, yeah, men are not good people, men are a reason behind a lot of problems in this world, but I don't think that we're being real if we act like we don't need them. I personally don't want to do what men can do. Like, I don't care to be like men. I don't care to compete with men because I'm not a man. I enjoy being a woman. I enjoy indulging in things that make me feminine. I enjoy in exploring and learning more about my femininity so that I can become more of that. Like, I'm not interested in being like a man in any way whatsoever. So yeah, guys, let's try to educate ourselves before we start going around spreading unnecessary false narratives in the quest to gain power, because we don't have to be powerful in our femininity by competing with men. That is not necessary, and I'm personally not doing that.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Okay, when you're looking at the feminist movement, it's pretty much the hatred of men. Okay, that's what it's turned into in today's society.
I did the P World video where I somewhat disagreed with them, but then I was like, you know what? I do agree. I do agree that. But then how Beast Mode is kind of saying everything. Yeah, most of feminism is pretty man hating. There's very few sectors of it that I see that aren't really man hating. But you have to dive really deep into Red Pill to get the women hating part, the misandry, the misogynistic parts of things. But most of Red Pill is somewhat tamed, somewhat just information to men. So that's where I would push back on.
They want to be men. They think that they don't need men on this earth, on this planet. They can function. And, we know that's not the case, right? We know that's not the case. We know that men do the dirty jobs. We're doing all the heavy lifting when it comes to society. Okay, so for modern women to think that they don't need men, that's pretty comical. All right, guys, let's check out some of these comments. First commenter says, say it again for the people in the back. A woman seeking to be the best woman she can be. Next commenter says, you will always be my favorite. I always thought I'm odd, so I've kept my opinions to myself. Thank you for getting them out for me. Well articulated, completely concur with the express view, unbiased and insightful.
That last comment before this one, I think that's a lot of women nowadays. There's more women in the boat that they don't agree with everything, but they can't speak up. Why? Because they'll get trashed by the sisterhood. And most women just can't handle that. And they are very social creatures. They gotta, go with the flow of, everything. Going against the flow is what men do. Women, it's just so hard for them to do that. That's why there's so very few women that are on our side, that are on the red pill side, that are genuine. There's plenty of women on our side, but some of them are just chameleons there to take the money from, the men like us. But there are genuine ones.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Modern women are melting down worldwide, okay? Apparently, if you're a woman with some sort of self-respect, you don't want to be half naked online, you don't want to over sexualize yourself. Yeah, according to modern women, you're a pick me, right? Something is wrong with you. Truly fascinating.
Shout outs to Beast Mode and shout out to Miss White. If you're single, girl, and you're looking for an Asian man, hit me up. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.